Crushing Hammer's first ever podcast. I'm Totally Dockers, and we're also here with Mark and with Gabriel. If you want to say hi, guys.
Hi guys.
Hello there.
And yeah, we're just going to kind of do this as a weekly thing. And tonight we're going to look at running down just a few bits and pieces of interest, really. So, who wants to shout out on this one first?
Uh, yeah, I got a couple of subjects I want to talk about with you guys, and one of the big things is we all know Darkness Ablaze is gonna land very soon. We all have seen the new list of cards that is gonna come out, and there were a couple of really nice cards in there, like new archetypes for new decks. So I want to discuss the first point I want to discuss is what do you guys think that will be the new meta decks?
I think like the new meta deck is kind of not like there will be much of a room for discussion because if you check like Pokemon community groups on Facebook as an example, everything goes like alternatively max low. So we have some good contenders. More about who or which deck can do well against alternatively max or something like that.
Yeah, it's probably we all know and we all expect that Eternatus is gonna be king of the hill, and there's gonna be some other couple of archetypes like Scorch, VMAX. We also got the Decidueye. We got we got also maybe the Salamence VMAX is gonna be something in the meta, and we got of course the Vikavolt,
Yeah.
the the new Pikarom kind of thingy with the ball tuned and stuff. But my expectations are that Eternatus is gonna be best deck in format. But maybe I'm just overhyped and I'm going with the flow. And I really like that deck. I really like the effect of Eternatus. But yeah, maybe I'm not right. Maybe things like Vikavolt will do better in this format because it's more aggressive and it's more it hits more. It's some kind of lockdown effect.
Mm.
I think it's for 50 damage, 2 energies, no item
Yeah,
use.
yeah. I mean, Vikavolt has a two attack, which is like an energy, a lightning energy, and a colorless energy,
Yeah.
which reads like 50 damage, and your opponent can use items for the next turn.
Okay. Yeah, but that sounds like some cup of lockdown. Like he also has a second attack that's for 2 lightning energies and a colorless. He does 190 and you have to discard 2 energies, I guess.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
powers up Tapu Prism to go in forward.
Yeah, but 190 is still if you can lock someone down with the paralyzed bolt, the item lock.
Yeah.
I think 190 is a good damage output to finish it off.
Yeah.
Even if it's 2 energies discarding, but you also have options. Yeah, you get the new card. What is the name? The Turbo Patch. That could be an outcome for something discarding.
That'll be a 4 of in pretty much every deck.
I think that's gonna be that's gonna be the new. Yeah, it's like a Max Elixir was kind of thingy that every deck wants to run to speed up.
I mean, the Vikavolt secondary attack probably won't be used like unless you're 119 HP far from winning. So unless you're gonna finish the game, that I don't think you're using it.
No,
I
I can see what you mean. I think it's like some finishing
Yeah,
move.
because oh, the more I can see, I mean, the scenario I can see people planning to play Vital Vault is plain simple. It's go around item locking your opponent and playing in a control way. So you're probably not trying to swing for big damage.
No, no, I understand what you mean, but let's realize what Paralyzed Ball does. I mean, it's a lockdown move, but it's still 50 damage. And 50 damage is. It
Adds
doesn't
up.
sound like. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's still a good damage output. And realize, if you go on turn 1 Paralyzed Bolt,
Sure.
you lock your. Let's say your opponent plays ADP turn 1 deck. Yeah, we all know I played ADP turn 1 deck.
It
But
works every time for you, Mark.
it does. I'm a lucky bastard with it. But okay, let's say your opponent plays ADP turn 1 deck. You can start with attacking. You go turn 1 Paralyzed Bolt. You lock his deck down. Turn 1 Altered Creation is not possible anymore for them. So they have to go Energy Go. You do another Paralyzed Bolt, and if you go turn 3 Super Zap Cannon, that's a kill on an ADP.
Yeah.
So I still think that especially with the trainer card we just got, the now I lost it again. Where is it? Where was it? Uh, I can't find it anymore. Eh?
Bird Keeper?
No, with the turbo patch.
Oh,
Uh,
Turbo Patch.
with the turbo patch, you can kill an ADP and go next turn back on the item log.
So would you run Vikavolt as its own deck, almost?
Yeah, I would play always a 4 of Vikavolt. Because locking your opponents down turn 1 is too good.
Uh,
I don't know what your opinion is about that.
that is going to make, because I think Pikarom next season goes into a more lightning box format. So you have another. It's already got the paralyzing from Raichu. You've got some acceleration coming from Tapu Koko Prism. You're missing some of the tricks, but to get new ones in is absolutely fantastic.
I mean the huge hit Picaron's getting is like Thunder Mountain, which was like the turn one
Full Blitz.
full blitz. It relied on it, and it kind of loses a bit of like damage output with electro power going to rotation. Sorry. I don't know. I think the deck will continue to be good. It won't be as oppressive as before. That's the only issue for.
So what you're saying is that Vikavolt is gonna be a really good deck, but it's gonna be more like a control deck than an aggressive deck that goes all out by turn 2.
Yeah, for. Yeah, I mean, like I can see actually, someone like running one or two Vikavolt V on Pikachu decks so they can like um, slow things down for turn one and until they got like full power and got their engine going. But I think those decks will will go for different patches, you know, like I'm sorry, I can see they're going like together.
I think that's pretty good view over Vikavolt. It is going to be a very good tech card, and a lot like a lot of what we see in Pokemon. It's how is it going to play when we've actually got those cards in our hand?
I think it's gonna be more like a control deck indeed, and I think it's gonna be really good. But as you said, it's gonna be more controlish instead of going aggressive.
Vikavolt hammers.
Could be an
Yeah,
option.
Vagabond will definitely run 4 hammers.
Yeah, I can see something work like 4 Vigavolt, 4 hammers, maybe a Team Yell in it, just to slow your opponent down and lock them out of the game. Well, you can easily come up like a big ball taunt or something to finish it off.
Yeah.
That would be an option. It's definitely interesting to look at and to go to build around. But that's gonna be a new deck. But I want to from the one of the best new decks. I want to go back to the one of the already existing decks. What do you guys think that is gonna happen with the Dragon Pearl deck?
Um, and I think he takes he's a like a big, not a big loser for this format. I mean, he's not winning any good cards like expressive cards to play. He's losing cards though. He's losing like wasted search. Um, his Pokemon.
Mysterious
There,
Treasure, Malamar.
he's losing Malamar for those running it. It's losing Giratina as well. I mean, Giratina is rotating out.
I think Malamar in this format it wouldn't be a real big hit, but the problem with Malamar is if it want to comes together in a format that is gonna be more aggressive, faster, because I think the Darkness Ablaze meta is gonna be faster than it's now. Especially because with Scorch landing, Welder is gonna be good again. The Eterna
Charizard V.
yeah, the Eterna Max is really quick. As we already discussed it, the Vikavolt deck could be really fast. So I think Malamar is a bigger hit than we thought. Not because
Mhm.
it sees plays now, but I think they needed Malamar to gas up with the decks that are coming.
Yeah. Because Malamar saves you an energy attachment a turn. So,
It makes you one turn faster, and especially against decks like Vikavolt, where you can't use items to search your energies or some. Malamar would be great, but I guess we will never know.
it's okay, Mark. You can play it in expanded and let us know.
Yeah, nah.
Although,
But do you guys think Dragapult will totally die to the oppression of Eternatus, or will you think it's gonna be like I heard Gabriel said in the chat it's gonna be like a rock paper scissors format with some big outsiders on it.
yeah,
We were chatting last week. I mean, sorry, James. Um, sorry for interrupting you. Could you?
it'll go back to what we had with Gardevoir GX. There was a triangle format there where we had Gardevoir, we had Metagross GX, and then we had all the people playing Volcanion EX. If you were playing one of those three decks, you were guaranteed to see day two of any event. And I think that's kind of how Dragapult will go. It will go into this triangle of decks.
Yeah, I can see because of the oppression of Eternamax. I think decks like like Phalanx is gonna see play, and
Yeah, it's like that kind of deck that I don't want to say like it. will only see play because of Eternatus VMAX, but you can't see um, Eternatus. Sorry, you can't see Fallings being played as much nowadays. You basically don't see it on tournaments, and it'll see more play because uh, we'll still have Pikachu and Zekrom tag team playing around next format, and we'll have more fighting type weak decks. I mean decks weak for the fighting types. So
Uh,
um, if you see like there's a format with a really oppressive deck, I mean Eternity Max will be really strong. A really strong deck. It's like there's no way that deck won't be competitive, and I believe that that'll be like huge represented deck. Okay, I got stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's
there's
gonna
like
be
no way the
hard.
deck won't be played a lot. At least on first tournaments, it'll be allowed. And if you think a bit, you know there's a straight up counter and a cheap counter because it won't take too much. Like to get an alternative VMAX deck, you will need at least two Crobats. They'll be expensive,
Hmm.
and I mean PCGO wise, I can tell much about how will it work on physical PCGO, physical PCG, and I do think Felix will see a good play because it's like an obvious answer for Eternity Max. So you can just ignore that and think, I'll try to play something that may not do as well as a weakness counter.
You think, and I really don't want to scare off half a viewership here, but we don't play Phalanx because it's too basic a deck. The idea is get your Phalanx Vs, get your Phalanx on the bench, and just go. Keep going like that. It's very, very basic and linear. And do you think maybe some snobby personalities kind of push it to one side, as in we're too good to play Phalanx?
That could be an option, but it's don't think it's the linear point that stops people from playing Phalanx. I think it's the lack of power in this format, in the position where it is now. I mean, the most popular deck is its biggest enemy, it's Dragapult. When Dragapult is going down onto Eternatus, because Eternatus is gonna be the most popular deck out there, I'm not gonna say it's the best deck, but it's gonna be the most popular deck. Because it's gonna be hyped, just like what happened to Dragapult.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to play it, and if they have it, they want to play it. That's as simple as it is. And because of that, I think it's gonna be much more well positioned in the meta. Because with, uh, as we said, a Vikavolt out there who has also weakness for fighting. The Eternatus has weakness for fighting. I think the damage output is gonna be a lot bigger. We even get the colorless strong energy for them. It could also be a option to play for them, and it would bigger out the damage. The only painful thing is they're gonna lose the Diancie, but I don't know if
The
that's gonna be that big.
the colorless strong energy only works on colorless Pokemon, so you would have to have something that would fit into that deck.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry, forget that one. Yeah, maybe they could put something small out there, but the biggest point with Phalanx is you have only four main attackers, and you can't have like a fifth one because it doesn't fit into
Yeah,
the system. maybe we could see play from like a Marshadow Machamp tag team. That could be like a fifth attacker to do for 2 energies, like 240 damage. That would be okay.
You could also try like attacking with Falling V, but
Yeah, but
yeah,
That's
it will
expensive.
be harder. Yeah, that's
and really slow.
too slow. Yeah, it's even slower than before. So
Yeah, exactly. So I don't. Yeah, it's always an option, of course. I mean, doing 210 for 3 energies is really good. I mean, why would we all love or Sword Doggo? I mean, that's only 20 points more. But it's slow, and I don't think you would use it as a, unless you have to use it as a last resort. So I think you want to search for that fifth attacker in the deck.
I was scrolling through the set list, and there's
Yeah,
something that's popped up, and I can't believe it hasn't had more hype.
and
Junkarm is getting reprinted
what?
hmm?
in
What?
old. It's being called Old PC now, but we're getting Junkarm back.
Mm,
Yeah, but it's not really.
Discard
It's
2 cards and go get any card from the discard straight to your hand as well. That's a VS Seeker or that's a Junkarm all in one card. Okay, you've got a discard for it, but we're used to that with so many of our meta cards.
I mean, it's a bit clear the reason why it's not hyped. Uh, It would be a really good card, but Flip a Coin is already like something that can equalize decks. I mean, not decks, cards from being like totally overpowered. And we can see it because, oh my goodness, flipping 2 coins.
No, discard
You
two
gotta get
cards.
2. Yeah, it's better off. This you are better off because you know for sure you can do that. You can't do that, but relying on a double coin flip is like really annoying. Uh, and that
Oh,
triggers me a lot
oh,
because
sorry, I misread it. Yeah, it's nowhere near as good as it should be.
I want
yeah.
to I want to interrupt you there to interrupt Dockers. Indeed, it's flip 2 coins if both our heads. Choose a card from your disco pal.
Oh, that's poo then.
Oh
That
my
won't see
goodness.
play.
God. Okay, I
Play. We'll
Okay,
play.
oh my.
We'll play
I can
Will just to get one heads from it.
I have technical problems. Please stand by.
okay I I can see why you were hyped, but sorry for
Yeah,
breaking
I
your
completely misread that one. Oh dear.
Oh
We are
man,
really
I'm
bad today.
sorry. I'm sorry for breaking your expectations. I was like, oh my goodness, that's like, oh
Uh,
no, yeah, that car will be really good, but
See, I
But
thought we were
uh,
getting junk arm back then. I was happy.
but talking about another good trainer card that could be an option. It's a tool card, and it's Big Parasol. While the Pokemon discard is attached, is your active Pokemon prevent all effect done to any of your Pokemon by any of your opponent's attacks.
mm,
Now is still the discussion ongoing? If it's gonna stop the damage counters from Dragapult.
yeah, that would do really well against Dragapult. But uh, I mean, you're not attacking against Dragapult this format. I mean, at least not directly because it won't be
No.
as powerful as it is right now.
Okay, Dragapult is not gonna be best deck in format. I understand that, but
Yeah.
maybe it's still Big Parasol could be a good one-off to protect your team against some weird fancy damage countery stuff that's gonna be out there. I don't know
Anything
what
that
you
can
guys.
stop Mew as well, because that comes in and does a couple of little pokes as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
So it
So
would
it's a
be
card that will see more play outside this format, right? What you think?
I think that's gonna be yeah. It's hard to say. It's hard to say because yeah yeah I can't really think of something that would help in that situation. What do you think, Dockers?
um, I'm trying to figure out because we already have Mew to protect our bench. We already have metal goggles for metal devil. Is this another thing on top to try and fit into decks?
Yeah. I can, yeah, as I said, the only situation where I can think this card's gonna be really handy is against Dragapult because the other effects don't protect your whole bench against Dragapult. This card protects your whole bench.
Maybe Zigzagoon as well, because obviously that's going to be played in Eternamax.
Yeah, but it only says attack, so Zigzagoon works around it.
Alright. Yeah, so other than Dragapult, is there anything that really does that sort of spread?
On this moment, the only thing you have is the Weezing Roxy combo, but that's not also a attack, so I don't know. You have the Sid UI that hits benches as well, but not for that kind of big damage to protect yourself. I'm checking into the format, but I don't see anything that hits your bench so hard you want to protect it for it.
Pikarom.
Pikarom could be a good option, but Mew Mew works, or the bench barrier Mew works against that one, so.
Again, so you don't have to pick in anything for that. So is it a card that could be good, but we don't
It's
really
like,
need it, and we already have the counters for other things anyway?
yeah, it's gonna be like a choice card. Is it, do I want to spend my place on the bench for the meal, or do I want to put my item card up for it, or it's like another possibility. It's another situational card that can help you out in some narrow situations. It's not bad. It's not good either, but I think it's gonna see play.
I want to play Bird Keeper as a 4 of in every deck.
Bird Keeper is gonna be awesome. Bird Keeper is a built-in Switch and Howie.
Yep.
I mean, dude, it was already good to switch your Pokemon out in a boss order format. Was switch the most played card.
Yeah.
And now you can switch it and even
Draw Seeker.
yeah, you can outvalue your opponent by switching your Pokemon. I mean, that feels a little bit busted, if you ask me.
People
I know
play
it.
Welder, and I think that's busted as well, attaching 2 energy at a time and drawing 3 cards.
I think Welder is better than Birdkeeper, but Birdkeeper is better for most decks.
Yeah.
Because Welder is, of course, only good when you play like a Fire or a Colorless or
Yeah.
a box deck where you can use the Fire energies. But this card is gonna be in like every deck, and some deck will even play it as a 4-off only to abuse the draw engine out of it.
And I want Rose and Rose Towers in all of my decks as well. Well, VMAX decks anyway.
Rose is gonna be a really good card, but it feels like Rose wouldn't be a 4-off because it's too the back draw is too expensive. Discarding your hand is really painful. It's in most of the
Yeah,
situations.
that hurts a lot.
Yeah.
Play it in conjunction with Rose Tower.
Yeah, that's a possibility. But my biggest point is
Discarding
I
an entire hand to use energy acceleration.
yeah
It's
that
expensive, but there are
yeah
ways around. So
I think Rose would be better in an extended deck that can one-shot things. Because you then the payoff isn't that big for it. I mean, if you're gonna hit something like an ADP for like 300 damage with a Snorlax VMAX, just calling out something,
Yeah,
then the price of discarding your hand isn't that big.
yeah,
So I think it's really a good card, but it's really situational, and I think most of the decks gonna be use it as a one off to gonna use it as a one off to kill to
yeah.
go for the brutal.
Everything
Okay,
okay there, Gabriel?
yeah,
Okay.
it sounds like there was a tornado in your house.
Okay. I'm not feeling much well, I think. Oh my goodness.
We can still hear you loud and clear, so that's a good thing. But okay. By the way, guys, have you seen the new Obstagoon
I'm gonna have a look.
again?
Uh, I don't pay attention for long.
I
Dear.
mean, we can answer two questions with the same two topics with the same stuff, which is the CGI GX. No, I'm sorry, baby. The CGI. I think it's the new Obstagoon deck and the new answer to the question about a good companion to ADP right now.
Think the CGI would be a good companion to.
Yeah, it will do more damage. I mean, it won't do more damage to benched Pokemon, but it'll make it have more of a good pricing price trade, and it's a deck that offers a good rogue choice more than Obstagoon will do right now. I mean, post Darkness Ablaze, it'll be false a lot in comparison to the Shijoi.
Yeah, I can see what you mean, and I also understand why you would choose for the CGI. Only I think the energy dividing would be a little bit clunky for the CGI because the fact that you are gonna play a stage 2 Pokemon is gonna be a little bit clunky in a deck like AGP. I can see it work. I totally can see it work, but it's gonna be if you ask me, the CGI would be working better with something like Rowlet and Alolan
Yeah.
Executor in it to evolve it faster, and also the two energies aren't that hard to. So okay.
Uh, 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 uh. But do you think that maybe in Decidueye with Apple Drop, what's the Pokemon that does Apple Drop?
That's the how do you call it, the apple Pokemon.
Yeah, Applin? No, that's the pre-evolution.
No, it's I can't call his name. I can say it like 100 times and uh oh, by the way, guys, I want to thank Gabriel Brito for his for being out with us today, but he has to do something else, so he's gonna take out for a moment, and I want to thank him to be with us for this moment.
And
It's my pleasure, boy.
Yeah, Gabriel, really thank you for being with us, and
Yeah.
especially thank you for your feedback. And yeah, I would say have a good day further.
Yeah.
yeah, his
Same.
day's just begun.
Yeah, exactly. Our day is already gone, but go
No,
and
it's almost over, to be honest.
okay, yeah. Well, still have a good night then, and thank you for coming, and thank you for giving our fans and our listeners some good advice about it, man.
Sure thing.
I'll chat to you later, Gabriel.
Put on our list, on our topic.
Yeah,
And what decks wouldn't survive the rotation?
Baby Blowns. I really feel is going to get hit hard.
Of course, Baby Brown is gonna get empty because they're losing the Fiery Flint,
Yep.
and Fiery Flint is their whole their whole engine.
And I think they get hit the hardest. I know Dragapult loses things, and I know that uh, Pikarom loses things, but I think Baby Blowns, as big a deck as it has been, is just going to fall completely off.
Yeah, indeed, Baby Dragapult is gone.
Yep.
And of course, Malamar decks. The Malamar decks aren't gonna be the real. Yeah, the deck they're just gone. I mean, the old Malamar, what do you call it? Old Malamar Tina deck is gonna be is gone.
It's rotated out. I think all the big partners for Malamar are rotating, and any of the new ones are just going to be dead decks now.
Yeah, the only one you keep out, you had the Galaxy Mew deck with Metamars in it, but I think that deck could functionate even without it. So I think that's still okay.
I mean, people had already started to work a Mew box in using Solgaleo's Soulburst GX.
Yeah, that's the ultimate Mew. So there are a couple of ways to play it. But even without Melamar, it still has a good setup to go turn 1 Horror House, turn 2 do the Gengar Mimikyu attack, turn 3 lock your opponent down with the Trevenant and Discnor effect. So
Does
yeah, I think
Trevnoir, does that last as a deck on its own anymore?
no, it needs Mew Mew to functionate. So that is the problem, but.
But no, I think Malamar going affects less decks because a lot of the decks it was already in are rotating.
Yeah, that's true, but yeah, Malamar decks are just gone. That's our end conclusion.
Yeah.
Whatever is gonna happen, Malamar is not coming back. Maybe it
What
will
about
go.
Gramble decks? They're gone too. We can get
Oh
sad
yeah,
about
great.
them.
Oh, just have a big F for the big Rambo fans out there, especially because it was the last viable fairy deck. And yeah, that hurts like hell because this gives AGP a really open road before ahead of him.
Does ADP with Zacian that then you run Magenta, does that qualify now as the second best deck? Or second deck to Eternatus? Because obviously Eternatus is going to be covered everywhere.
I don't think it's gonna be best or second best deck. I think it's gonna be the deck to play your own game, and because AGP is just always going out of his own power. They're always playing out of their own power. They never do they never have a lot of interaction with your opponent. So I think it's gonna be a deck that is gonna play his own is gonna play on his own.
So
And yeah, it's gonna be good call in the meta, especially with Zamazenta. Zamazenta is gonna see a lot of more play now, and I think Zamazenta is gonna be a good answer to all these big GFV max decks.
Yeah, because the power creep is real now. We've seen it.
Yeah, but also with we have a lot of good special energies in the format, and I think Zamazenta is also a good answer against all those thingies.
The
I mean, the
special
new
energy decks will
yeah.
suffer big time.
I mean, Zamazenta of sorry, Eternamax is gonna play hiding darkness energy for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not even a discussion. And
Do you not want to have that discussion? Will it play it?
what do you think, bro?
Will it
I
play
mean,
it? Yes, conversation done.
I mean, it's a float stone in an energy. I mean, dude, that's like one of the best darkness energies that came out in well, forever.
Well, yeah, because the other special dark energy I can think of off the top of my head was the one that reflected EX damage. If you got
Uh,
hit by an EX, do 20 damage to the EX.
uh, something like that.
I don't think it was very well played even in darkness decks then.
No, it doesn't even see play in extended or some, so it wouldn't be good. Maybe that has something to do with the Greninja and the Rock tag team that only hits for basic energies, but nah. I think this of course this powerful color or this hiding darkness energy is gonna be awesome in dark decks. I mean, this set is already creeping with dark power,
Yeah.
and they even get this energy in it. I mean, that's like a 4 in every deck, and switching out all the stuff, and yeah, we even got bird keepers for them. Nah, man, I don't know
Bird
what's
keepers are
happening.
for everyone.
Yeah, but of course they're also for the Eternatus.
Well, it just means we're going to get a lot of you can't paralyze an Eternity deck because they'll just play Bird Keeper and switchy energy and it'll be away.
Yeah, I think you're gonna get that a lot of things. Also, Birdkeeper makes our old friend Zetien better, of course.
Yes, very much so.
So yeah, Birdkeeper is gonna be like one of the best cards in the format.
Not the new Junkar.
No, not the new junk arm. Sorry, bro.
I really, that card is so close to being good apart from the first sentence.
Yeah, the old PC is gonna stay in the PC. Sorry.
Yeah, that's going to the charity shop for recycling.
Yeah, but we were talking of course about Zamazenta, and Zamazenta is gonna be all up in value just to only because of the even the hiding darkness energy, and we got of course the horror energies, and we have the lightning energy, the speed energy.
And the new powerful energy for normal Pokemon.
So there are a lot of options why Zamazenta would be becoming better in this format, even without its own effect. So yeah, I think Zamazenta is gonna be one of the big guys in this format, even when it's lacking in power.
Although it does, it 130 is it 160 once you ADP.
Yeah,
You two hit everything really that's worth two hitting. Okay, Eternatus. Ugh. Is
yeah,
but if you're knocking all the special energy off it, and you just find a way around it.
yeah. If you hit the Eternatus, it's 340, so you can two shot it, but you're setting them so far back when this guy came out, when Zamazenta is gonna see the field.
Yeah,
That is already put in there so far behind to even play within it. So Yeah, I think Zamazenta is gonna be one of the top dogs. Literally.
Pardon the pun.
In the, pun, pun intended.
We don't need Sword Doggy anymore. We have Shield Doggy.
Nah, I'm not gonna say that Sword Doggy isn't gonna be good anymore because, as we just said, Bird Keeper is gonna be really good with Sword Doggy, but Shield Doggy is gonna have his moment of fame in this format.
He will definitely have a purpose. I thought it was going to take a while. When I saw Zamazenta in Sword and Shield, I've kept a couple of copies IRL because I knew the value would go up. I didn't think it would be this soon.
Yeah, you could see that this card is gonna do something eventually
So
because you knew the VMAX creep is coming. That you already could that see when Shield and Sword was coming out.
yeah,
So, but talking from the one from the one underdog to the other. As I asked already, have you seen the new Obstagoon?
right. Let's bring this up. Is it coming in Darkness Ablaze?
It's coming in Darkness Ablaze.
Obstagoon.
I have seen it, but I don't see it in the list anymore.
No, I
Maybe
can't see it in the list. Or is it
did
coming in the newer set, the subset?
no, I've seen it in the Darkness Ablaze list before, but maybe they cut it out. I don't know what they're doing there.
Uh,
We also still got the Grimmsnarl V and V Max, so
Obstagoon, Darkness Ablaze. Let's
I don't think it's gonna be in there. I don't. I think they cut it out because of the Rebel Clash or the shorter shield obstacle.
Yeah, it's because everywhere I'm looking at the minute, it's saying it can't be found. Oh, hang on. Bad ruler. Once during your turn, you may have your opponent discard cards from their hand until they have 4 cards left.
Yeah, but it's not in Darkness Ablaze, so
S3, it says it's coming in.
yeah, but I don't see it on the official list. So.
No.
Uh, but still, we could always talk about that card.
Yeah, it's going to be broken. Like anything that just. You think we had the Let Loose Marshadow, everyone hated it, except the people that played it.
Yeah,
So
totally.
anything that destroys your opponent's hand. Um, my only thing with it is it's your opponent discarding the hand. I'd rather just pick randomly, like with a Mars.
Yeah. So your opponent can choose, but it's still a really good way to lock down.
Also, it doesn't say it has to be in the active, so you just do it from.
No, you can do it on the bench. I mean, you hit it. It's a good way to counter the Zamazenta or the Zachian abilities, all the Jirachi values, all that kind of stuff. The getting money all the time.
Yeah.
It's a really good way to interact with your opponent, and maybe, just maybe, thinking out loud here, it's gonna make Trafnor better. Well, maybe you could play it on the bench so your opponent has no way to get more than 2 cards each turn.
It's a very good type because early game you could reset. You could if you have 2 of them set up, you
Yeah.
can use it, reset stamp their hand back up to 6, and then use a second one's ability to. So in essence, you're discarding as many cards as you can from their deck.
It sounds like a clunky way to mill, but I can see what's happening.
Be fun. Doesn't have to be good. It can be fun.
Yeah, but I can see work with something like Trafnor.
Yeah.
I mean, Trafnor is gonna be really good when you lock your opponent down with 4 cards, so they never gonna have more than 2 cards at hand.
Galarian Obstagoon with Mars Draw Engine and a Trefmoir.
Yeah, that sounds like a monster.
We could play
Uh,
Jesse and James as well.
yeah, it's still legal, so. And maybe if we want to do really spicy, just play the Weezings from Hidden Fates.
the ones that swap the abilities as well.
Yeah, when you discard it with Jesse and James, your opponent has to discard another card.
Oh yeah, that one.
So we with a lot of spice and a lot of fantasy, you can lock down your enemy to like no hands.
But you'll have that one game where it works, and that'll be the game that you tell everyone about it.
Yeah, that's gonna be that one that you're gonna say, yeah, that works. We
It can
always
do
did it.
this.
Yeah, it can do it. It's not gonna do it, but it can. Yeah. But one card I really want to discuss, and it gets a little bit underappreciated, is the new stadium card named Spike Muff. I don't know if you have seen it, but whenever a Pokemon return to the bench during their player's turn, put the 2 damage counters on that Pokemon.
I'm just running through here. So that could work in a poison type
Yeah,
deck. Any sort of one where you're going to force them to switch their active.
and I think that is gonna make Tina Chomp, uh, yeah, get played again
Because
because
the
with
card
the
that was meant to be so close to being good.
yeah you mean Tina Chomp.
Mm,
Yeah, Tina Chomp is still a really good card. Only it doesn't have enough uh enough
support.
ways to get it viable always to go into the 240. And with this card, the 240 is coming really close because you can punish you can always punish the bird keepers. You can punish the switches. You can punish the Malawalanas. You can punish even the boss order when they don't want to boss order it out. They have
Yeah.
to switch it because if you're gonna kill the setup Pokemon, they have to switch it out, give it damage, boss order it in your turn, and have a kill.
And
It
you have
even
apple drops in your Tina Chomp deck now.
it's an option, but I still think Roxy Weezing engine is better, but because you're already putting the bases there. I mean, dropping a Roxy with one Weezing and this stadium out is an insta kill for AGP.
Yeah.
So I think that could be pretty good. But maybe I'm wrong.
How is powering up gonna go though post rotation?
Yeah.
Because it's 3 energy attached and there's no acceleration for them. Maybe the patch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still got this it's still got this what do you call it? The calamity slash
Yeah.
where you can bind or not the calamity slash, the other one.
The single colorless energy attack 40 anywhere on the board.
Indeed. That's still pretty good if you for the turn 1 to set up you can play some pressure for some pressure and maybe you can lock them down with some damage spreads to put them uh, to put so much damage on the board they have to choose which one are gonna sacrifice.
Yeah.
So I
It's a
think
shame Ditto's going though, isn't it? Ditto Prism, because that was a nice easy one prize straight away for Giratina.
yeah. I don't know why, but I always dreamed of one tiny jump in Dragapult. I don't know why, but I still have to work that out. But it's got
In expanded, it's very, very doable with max elixirs and things.
Yeah, deck you can like go double dragon energy, maxi elixir, hit for 240 turn 2 or something.
Yeah,
So I can see work, but it's one of those cards that feels so awful powerful, but needs that little bit extra thingy to get to be the bomber.
yeah.
But talking about powerful cards there that aren't gonna make the cut. What do you think about our, or better said, Game Freak's fan favorite card, the Charizard?
From Team Up.
No, the new Charizard VMAX in the.
Oh, that everyone's loving that, aren't they? Well, it's going to be the chase card.
Yeah,
It,
but what do you think about the power level?
it's stupid.
Yeah, it is.
G Max Wildfire, double colorless, 300 damage.
No, it's not double colorless. It's three.
Oh,
Uh,
there we go. It's cut off the screen. That's it. Yeah, so three fires and a double colorless, 300 damage. That's
too much energies, if you ask me.
Charizard decks have always been hungry for energies. They're like Gyarados decks, aren't they?
Yeah, there's something like that.
Like a Blounce deck now, or a Charizard, or a Reshizard deck now. You just want to be weldering every turn.
Yeah, you
So
need the welder to game
the
every
energy
turn.
is that the energy acceleration is there for it. But 300. That's there's no tag team surviving it.
No, that's for sure. And most of the VMAXs are don't gonna like it either. So
It'll see play. All Charizard decks see play, whether they're good or bad. And
yeah,
the
but
fact that it's going to be such a limited print as well.
no, that's only the rainbow. The normal is in this set, so
So,
you can still get the normal VMAX in this set.
but yeah, you'll see people playing it. Maybe in a firebox type deck, where if you played it with Breakzard, where you can use the GX attack to charge it up completely one turn.
Yeah, that could be possible, but yeah, I think it's gonna be too clunky. The biggest problem it has, even Scorch wasn't in this set, it could be viable, but Scorch is doing like the same thing he's doing, only better.
Yeah, and no discard.
No,
It's doing
it's
it
it
turn after turn after turn, isn't it?
yeah, and it's not only that, but it's even getting bigger every turn.
Yeah.
I mean, the Scorch female, this the G-Max for Furno. It's for two colorless. This attack does 40 more damage for each fire energy attached to this Pokemon. After attacking, you may attach a fire energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. So that's a base damage for two energies from already 120 that's coming out of one welder, and you still have energies left in your discard pile, so it will grow with 40 damage every turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, if Squads wasn't in this format,
Charizard
Charizard,
would be viable.
yeah, but this thing is just totally overpowering it in every single way. So
And it's got a great weakness because, let's be honest, Frostmoth decks really haven't taken off.
no, and exactly that's why I think Lapras or what is it? The other one, the Italian,
Yeah.
are gonna see more play because they are hard counter against Squads and because welder decks aren't that popular at the moment, and I think Squads is gonna change that.
I
It's gonna
think
totally change that the other way around.
Welder decks have only become unpopular because I think people are just bored of them because you think we've had them for an archetype now for how long? And, you know, we've seen it now, right? We want the new shiny thing because Pokemon players are like that. We don't pay attention to old things very often unless we drop into expanded. It's like, yeah, I've played that deck. What's the new one?
Yeah, but still, as long as it's Fireball and it can win tourneys, why won't you play it?
Because people went for Baby Blounds instead.
Yeah, that's because Baby Blounce can hit harder, so that's logic. But
But
I mean, if you need 6 energies to hit 300, or you need 3, that's a big difference.
yeah,
So I understand why they doing that, but yeah, yeah, it's hard. It's hard. But I think Scorch is gonna make Welder a really big card again.
that's okay. I've got a playset of 4 Welder, so.
We all do. Everybody does.
And when I go to tournaments in real life, once they open back up again, I'll I'll taking me Welder decks.
And I have the last topic I want to talk about it. And maybe it's my favorite topic of all that we are discussing today. But what is gonna be the biggest, best, evil friend of our big ADP?
Oh, I think as you said to Gabriel earlier about energy diversity in a deck, it's got to be a metal or a water Pokemon. Really,
Or a colorless.
yeah. Um, I think Zamazenta is okay. It's an older deck to be playing compared to all the lovely newness that's about, but it's gonna be a big deck the next one. What does Slowbro do?
It is,
It's
but
a dark.
it is, but there is one card I still I still have high hopes for it.
Is it Galarian Stunfisk V?
It isn't Galarian Stunfisk. I don't even know that card was in this set. What the hell does it do?
Right, okay. So it's a 200 HP basic. This Pokemon's maximum HP is increased by 20 for every metal energy attached to it.
So that sounds pretty damn hard to kill.
And for a double color Trap Bite, if this Pokemon takes damage from your opponent's attacks during your opponent's next turn, put 120 damage counters on it. And it does 60 damage, so it's a Shell Trap.
Ew, ew. Sounds nasty. Sounds really nasty.
And because it's not 2 metals to get it going, it's a double colorless. You could even slap weakness energy in there because obviously we don't have frying pan anymore. Put a weakness energy in there. That could be quite a naughty deck with ADP.
I can see it work. I don't gonna say it's good, but I can see it work. But I just don't like Galarian stuff. I don't know why, but this Pokemon is so I don't know if I hope I'm not offending someone by calling his favorite Pokemon really ugly, but I don't know why, but the normal Stunfisk was already like ugly, and this one that is like a trap or some. Nah, it's not my cup of tea, bro. I
You got
don't
to
know
be able
why.
to look at your cards if you're playing them.
Yeah, no, I can see it work, and maybe as a one-off I would play it, but nah. It's funny to lock out games like, okay, attack me, attack me, attack me. Oh, you don't attack me. Okay, I'm gonna attack you now. I got a little bit of a feeling for like a horror energy into a steel deck.
I'd love to
So
play. I'd love to play Mew V.
Mew V is gonna be good in to punish enemy energy acceleration decks.
Could even
And then
be a good partner for. I mean, it's got the darkness weakness again, but it could easily slip into a Dragapult list. It's got the same energy.
Yeah, it would could see, but only the his HP is what bothering me.
So what are you putting with AVP then?
Yeah, I think I don't know if you're gonna like this, but for me, it's gonna be the Salamence VMAX.
People are playing that with what are they playing that with?
With what?
Charizard VMAX, aren't they?
No, they're playing it with a lot of welder interaction, but the fact it's totally colorless, all its
Yeah,
attacks are colorless, so you don't have to splash energies into your ADP deck. The fact that with an activated ADP you can kill attack team for 3 energies makes it really good, and the fact that it can snipe on the bench, and if you attack I mean, you can do like 70 damage to the active Pokemon and 40 to a bench Pokemon for only 1 energy.
which is ridiculously good. And it's
And
only
it,
got 2 retreats, so you can use Balloon on it and have 3 retreat. So it automatically fits straight into Bird Keeper
yeah,
or Mallow and Lana if you want to just keep healing it rather than have the draw power.
indeed. So I think this is gonna be a really good card to match up with ADP. Because it doesn't affect your energy base.
So is that a Crushing Hammers, Totally Dockers video that might be coming out once Darkness Ablaze drops and we get all the cards sorted for it?
I think I'm gonna put this. I'm totally gonna put this on. I'm gonna totally put this on it. So yeah, I'm gonna rock myself some Salamence V ADP.
So can we do a shout out to our sponsors that we want play sets of Salamence V and VMAX for everyone?
Is this gonna be the new ball chicken thing?
Except it's going to be a Salamence V that can win game and
Yeah,
really break the meta. That is a stupidly good card. For 3
it is.
energy, 270 damage, that's really good.
That is that is really good. Yeah, I want to, and with that conclusion, I want to end this podcast.
So,
That Salamence VMAX is gonna be my next new baby.
and I guarantee it will be featured on Totally Dockers.
Of
So,
course.
well, it's got to be. It's going to be another Crushing Hammers deck. Bull Chicken yet to be featured, but that's because people annoy me.
No, I would say, if this deck is gonna be, mark my words, if this deck is gonna be big, here and now we invented this strategy.
We claim it.
Yeah, we gotta.
ADP Salamence Max is ours. ADPS is Crushing Hammers property.
Yes. Okay. Well, with this conclusion, I want to end this. I want to thank all the listeners. I want to thank Gabriel again, even if he would left us early. Of course, I want to thank Dockers, and most of all,
Thank you.
thank you, and most of all, I want to thank our sponsors. Without them, this wasn't possible. So go check them out on Facebook. It's Luke Pokemon Funhouse. It's Luke's. Uh,
Or Luke's online TCG Funhouse is his other page as well.
Thank you, Dockers. Go check out Stardust. He's also on Facebook and YouTube. He does also do great movies, great videos, and of course the big Popboy. He's also in there. Check him out. He does he
Jolly
does
Irish Dean with his openings and food tastings and
indeed, and he does really nice giveaways. And go check them out, both. Check them all out. Check us out on Facebook, and I hope we will see you next week. Thank you.
and goodbye.
Well, that went great, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'll quickly just